Ed Reed is already kind of ruffling a few feathers with the Bethune-Cookman faithful at BCU. And not just Bethune-Cookman faithful. Like a lot of HBCU folks are coming to the defense of Bethune-Cookman on account of Ed Reed's words or choice words that he had for the university. Let's talk about it after the bumper. Stay tuned. Woo, this is already going crazy. Let's talk about it. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYjr. YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button as you enter the room. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Also, as you come in, shout out the city that you're from, where you're from, the city that you're from, where you're from. Let me know. That way, because we got a lot to discuss. And if you want to get in here, we're going to have a call in. You can be able to call in 727-731-8723, 727-731-8723. If you're watching right now, yes, you're tuned in. It is live. But before we get into the calls, I want to get this off and kind of set the table for you all who may or may not know what is taking place with Ed Reed and Bethune-Cookman before he's even officially been introduced as the head coach of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, as the head coach of the football team. Ed Reed went on Instagram Live yesterday. Hey, shout out to you, Ob Jones. Shout out to you, Ob Jones. But he went on Instagram Live. What's going on, Irvin? What's going on, Irvin from Phoenix? Shout out to Irvin from Phoenix. He went on Instagram Live yesterday, and he had some choice words for HBCU programs and Bethune-Cookman specifically. And we're going to play the audio. But the biggest takeaway that he said, like right off the jump, he lets it be known, like, yo, Prime wasn't lying. You know what I mean? Like Prime wasn't lying. And we got some folks saying he right. You know what I'm saying? Gonna mess around and get fired. He said he technically hadn't been hired yet. You know what I mean? So it says, and everybody was bashing me in the chat because I said that something had to get better with HBCUs and Coach Prime wasn't the problem. I mean, hey, what's good with you, Michael? What's good with you, Michael? So what's going on, Christopher Dukes? What's going on from Mississippi? What's going on? So I'm going to play the audio. But before I even do, it's kind of like, what did y'all expect? Ed Reed and Prime are friends. Like Ed Reed and Prime are friends, and they've been friends way before Prime took the Jackson State job. They were friends way before Ed took the Bethune-Cookman job. They've been friends for years. And so, of course, he talked to Prime before he took the Bethune job. Of course, he's going to lean on his big brother, mentor, friend, whatever. Of course, he's going to go in, rightfully so or not, with a kind of a biased mindset going into taking a Bethune job, and then he makes his own decisions when he gets there. And let's just get to it. I was waiting for a few more folks to get into the chat. Hit that thumbs up button as you get into the chat. My voice kind of leaving me again. What's going on? From Nola, what's going on, Nola? It says HBCUs are not the problem. Administration is not the problem. This is an ignorant comment and narrative. And that's fine. And we're going to get into all of these, like all of this, right? Like all of this. And I want you to continue to have comments like this and however you feeling. I want to hear from you all because I'm going to let you all drive the conversation. I'm going to get my little piece off. Then I'm going to open up the phone lines. And then I want you all to get your piece off. But I'm going to read some of the comments. And then I'm also going to play exactly what Coach Ed Reed said. It says the go along, get along gang at its fine. What about the kids from Jackson State that made a YouTube today talking about how bad it is? And these are all fair points. You can bring all of these points up. You know what I mean? Like this is a point you would use to support Coach Ed Reed. This is a point. Sounds like either things must change, get better real soon, or maybe continue at BCU. That's interesting, Wallow. It's very, very interesting. He going ham on BCU. Why do they need to say this publicly? Now, this is also, Miss Foltz, Ayanna Foltz, this is also interesting. What is their goal? Why would they say it publicly? Well, sometimes folks feel like you need to call it out. So since we got 100 or so people in here, let's go ahead and play the clip from Coach Ed Reed. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to call him Coach Ed Reed because he's technically supposed to be the coach of BCU, and he's making this statement from a coach perspective. He's not a player. Okay, and for anybody in the room who doesn't know who Ed Reed is a Pro Football Hall of Famer. Ed Reed is a College Football Hall of Famer. Ed Reed is from the Louisiana, New Orleans area, played college football at Miami, won a national championship, drafted in the first round, had a Hall of Fame career with the Baltimore Ravens. He played for, I think, the Jets too as well. But he's a Baltimore Raven, won a Super Bowl, Hall of Famer, greatest safety I've ever seen, greatest safety to probably ever play the game, has a number of NFL records. These are his accolades. And he's a multi-millionaire, right? Like he's made a whole lot of money playing professional football. And he's been in organizations, the University of Miami, the Baltimore Ravens, the New York Jets, billion-dollar corporations in the NFL. So that's the perspective. You have to put this into his perspective. The last time Ed Reed probably ever dealt with anything football-wise that was lacking a little bit was probably when he was in high school, which was over 25 years ago. Right, 25 years ago. The last time, so you put all of this in perspective, the last time Ed Reed was a part of a football organization that was lacking funding, lacking resources, lacking not having the utmost amenities, not just basic amenities, but the utmost amenities, was probably when he was in high school. Because when he was in Miami, they had the utmost amenities. When he was in the NFL, they had the utmost amenities. Then he coached in the NFL, they had the utmost amenities. Then he went back and coached in Miami, they had the utmost amenities. So I want to put all of that into perspective when you listen to what he says right now. Let's take a listen. This is Coach Ed Reed talking about HBCU programs in Bethune-Cookman. Let's take a listen.
Prime was not wrong about what he was saying. All y'all out there with y'all opinions, full of crap, don't know shit. But needless to say, I just pulled up to work. We're going to try to help y'all too, man, because I know a lot of HBCs need help. I'm just here to help here first.
And I'm going to pause it a little bit because I don't want to get a copyright strike from the music, so I may pause it. But as of right now, how's it sounding to y'all? Just this part. It gets better or worse. But how does it sound so far? Just from what you put it in the chat. How's it sounding? How's it sounding? Ain't sounding too bad, at least not to me. When I first heard the part, I was like, oh, that's not too bad. But then it keeps going on.
I see it all too clearly. All our HBCUs need help. And they need help because of the people who's running it. Broken mentalities out here. I'm going to leave y'all with that, man. I got to get in the office.
Ooh, now he's starting to get spicy, but guess what? It gets a little bit spicier. He started to get spicy right there, but it gets a little bit spicier. Let's keep listening.
I hope y'all be blessed out there. 336, I see you, my bro. About to pull up in the office, bro. I got to get out here. My guy's already out here working. I've been here for a week and a half. and have done more than people that have been here in freaking years. And I'm not even hired yet. Damn shame. I holla.
Woo! Chat, how do we feel? Please put in the chat. How are you feeling? Is he talking about the presidents? I don't know who he's talking about. He talking about somebody at Bethune, though. How do you feel, chat? How do we feel about Mr. Reed's statements? If you want to call in here, there's the number, 727-731-8723, 727-731-8723. Woo! Mr. Reed had a whole lot to say about this, what's taking place at Bethune-Cookman. Right or wrong, this is how he felt. This is how he feels. This was interesting. I was kind of surprised. I'll keep it all the way being with you. I was with you, Coach Slim vibes. That's funny. I don't know what that means. He ain't lying. Okay. This stuff is sad. Let's see. This stuff is sad. Let's see. Wow. Okay. Mismanagement at the top. Yeah. Okay, oh, we got some callers. Let's take a listen. I got to hear from the folks. I got to hear from the people. What's going on, caller? What's on your mind?
Wow. Okay. Listen, man.
Turn your YouTube down a little bit. I want to hear from you though. But what's going on?
Yeah, man. You know, I just want to address a couple of things. You know, I've been seeing ever since this comment, including the Deion Sanders departure. I think the biggest takeaway is the shot is not at the HBCU, the school,
okay,
but the individuals who are running these programs.
Talk to me.
I feel as though there's just no accountability and there's no structure. And I think we need to really deep dive and see who's running these programs and where the funding is going, and how do we raise awareness? How do we go about that and make a new business? Not personal, but just business. And I think that's what's lacking, is the business side of things.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I appreciate you calling in, man. Appreciate the opinion. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. No, that's fair. That's fair. Prime said something similar. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, what up, Jeff? This is Mike from Alabama. How you doing today?
What's going on, Mike? How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm going to make this real quick. I know you got other callers, but Ed Reed is not saying anything that people haven't said in the past, aren't saying today, and should have been doing more in the present time. But there's a couple of ways you got to look at it. Yes, we do have some mismanagers and some slackers in the front office at these HBCUs, and as a proud HBCU, I can attest to that. However, it's something we got to understand that some of our HBCUs are state-ran institutions, and those who are in the state board of education only allow these presidents to do more, to do what they can do. There's some that should do better, that have not a short leash, but the door swings a lot of ways. But I think Ed is right not to be wishy-washy. We need to do better. It's not the Jim Crow era. It's the 21st century. We've already had a black man in the White House. We need to do better with HBCUs across the board as far as leadership, accountability, financial support, political structure, and everything. So, like the old saying goes, you keep on doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep on getting what you've been getting. Simple as that. And I'm going to let it go.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you calling in. Appreciate it, man. Ooh, we got it. Y'all blowing up this one. Yeah, appreciate it. Y'all blowing up the phone lines with this one. I want to get to Mr. Johnson. Let's see what Mr. Johnson. Hey, how you going? You're on with Jeff.
How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, boss man? What's going on?
Honestly, I feel like I keep saying the same regular comments from a lot of our people with why Ed Reed and also Deion keep bringing the issue to the light. And honestly, I feel like if it's not brought to the light, then how would there be any change brought onto the situation? We have, to my knowledge, only 2 real HBCUs that have been supported by star-like talent. Other than that, which is sad, but most teenagers of this era are just becoming aware of the HBCUs, not only in their areas, but in other areas in the state that they've never even heard of. Mm-hmm. So, that being said, how do you look at the situation of them opening up your eyes to the problems in the HBCU community as negative? It's not negative light. That's the truth of what's going on behind closed doors. Now, we might not know the fine details of why things are being stopped and why things can't go forward. However, we do know one thing, that there's a problem being had and there needs to be changed. So with that being said, why we have to keep arguing about bringing light to the situation and him having to keep saying something? Something needs to be done.
I understand it, man. Appreciate you calling in, boss man. That's an interesting point, and that is definitely something. It's like, is it better to bring it to the light than keep it in house? That's an honest question. I don't know the answer to that. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
What's going on, man? It's Zoe.
Zoe, what's good with you, boss man?
Not much, man. Listen, what people got to understand, 2 things can be true.
Okay.
All right. So it's not so much about him saying what he's saying. That could be true.
Yeah.
But we can't act like everything else is intangible. Instead of focusing on what the issues are, you got to start with why and how first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing over everything that's kind of going over everybody's head is, at the very moment that he's doing what he's doing, to be honest, it's kind of productive. It really is.
Talk to me. Why is that?
Because while you're going out of social,
when you're going out on social media doing what you're doing, okay, ask yourself, what's his end game?
That's a
Because
good question.
if we have a pattern, I mean, is he going to be there 4 years to see what he's complaining about through? Because if he isn't, what is he complaining about? Then, firstly, you knew what you were getting into when you got into it.
It's a big one.
So, as
That's a
we
big
say, there's nothing like an understanding. So, if you understand what you got into, then you wouldn't really be griping to the point, because if you understand what you're dealing with, then you won't be saying what you're saying. And also, you could tune out the noise. But the problem is, they act. It's almost like they're acting as if like they're just totally dumbfounded by the issues what they're faced with. And so again, you go to CU, you look at all the issues that you're dealing with, but if you know full well what you're getting into, you know how to address it. You know how to handle it. So for an example, you know you're underfunded. We act like HBCUs didn't get to how they got to, by our own. For an example, let's speak on
speaking on that, Zoe, don't mean to cut you off. That's why I don't know if you're watching, but that's why I just pulled up this right here that I'm on the screen for the folks watching at home. This is the millions of dollars that HBCU institutions have been underfunded by the government. Now, Bethune-Cookman is a private institution, so it's not going to show up on here. But this is exactly what Zoe and some others are talking about when they say, like, hey, this issue is bigger than just, you know what I mean, just calling out administration. I just want to say that, and then you can finish on. Sorry about that.
I mean, and then, again, we act like, HBCUs, we act like we're on the same level playing field. And I'm going to use Bethune-Cookman. It's like you're going to go into this thing as if like Bethune-Cookman is on the same floor, the same level as Florida State, or Miami. As if like there is a strong demarcation point there. You know what I mean? And it's just like, we're going to act like as if like, because people say, oh, well, their alums do this. And I'll say, you know what? Two things can be true. Their alums may do it, but I'll raise you this. How many alums do you think Bethune-Cookman has in the nation?
I have no idea.
I can tell you right now, it's not even 30,000 alums.
Whoa. I did not know that. I did not know that.
How, I'll tell you what, I'm familiar with JSU, so we'll do this. Jackson State has a little over 50,000 alums. So, and you look at what our attendance is, and we do great for what we have, right? Absolutely. But then, how many students do you think are at Ole Miss or Mississippi State?
It's a whole lot of students.
Man. Literally like almost 50, about how many alums 50, we have.
It's about 50, 60,000 in some of those schools, yeah. Like 40 and 50,000 in most of those schools.
So they're putting out as many students every year as the alums that we have total. So then also we got to act like we have the same jobs that they have. So it goes different when somebody from a degree here. Yeah, we always talk about the outliers, like, oh, well, they shop and this person has this great job. But you have to look at, on average, what does a typical person with a degree here has? It's not the same. We act like racism and classism don't exist, as if everything is on level playing field, and it ain't. So to sit here and act like, oh, Bethune-Cookman, oh, you got these alums and they can do this and they can buy this, the numbers don't even add up. What the hell can 5,000 people do outside of 60,000 people? And we're talking about giving back. And then, again, football here funds the whole entire athletic department. It's a whole different animal. But we act like we want to ignore that, though. We want to ignore that. And we expect the same results. And then I saw in the comments, somebody said, what do I do? You might want to learn who I am and check my resume and what I do for my school.
Talk to him.
Google. You might want to find out who I am and what I do for my school.
Talk to him, man.
Man, don't come to me like that. I do for mine.
I appreciate you. So we got a few more callers, though. I appreciate you coming down, chopping up some game with us, Zoe. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Later.
All right, appreciate it. No, and what Zoe is saying is absolutely right, man. These schools have been historically disenfranchised for years, so you have to take that into account. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Oh, Jeff, what's going on, man?
What's going on with your boss, man?
Not much, man. I'm so done with this, man. It's so much negativity towards the HBCU for financial stability. I love what Zoe was just saying and talking about. all I want for Ed Reed and Deion Sanders to really just say thank you, man. This it don't need to be no negativity. Miami wasn't gonna hire you. Miami wasn't gonna give you no chance as no head coach. I don't care what you're talking about. These HBCUs giving these guys opportunities. They giving them chances. I played at Alabama State. I enjoyed my time there. I appreciate my time there. I actually transferred in from Cincinnati. And my thing is the crowd, the excitement. You can go look at certain conferences, the MAC, certain conferences that's not P5 Conference USA. The crowd are similar, but actually the crowds in the SWAC are bigger. You're gonna get certain things when you go to certain conferences. Yeah, the money might be like a Miami or Florida State, but guess what? You still got opportunity. You still making money to provide for your family, which Ed Reed, since you want to talk so much and be so negative, pull a little something out your pocket, not saying, okay, you got to break the bank. But you know what? I'm going to just get to clear some warm-up uniform. Just certain little things, but my main point is stop being so negative. Tell these people you appreciate them for giving you the job. Deion Sanders, all this negative stuff, that should be the first thing, man. Thank you, Jackson State. He talking about other schools. Man, nobody won't gonna give you no job in college, man. Not no head coach. Jackson State gave you that love. And guess what? He was saying that one of the interviews, he was being so negative with Shannon Sharp. Yeah, I seen the people in the crowd frowning and all. That's a lie, man. Some people were so happy to have Deion Sanders. It was the same thing, just like Colorado. And that's going to be the same thing for Ed Reed. All of us showing him love. I went to Alabama State. I want him to lose anyway, but I'm glad he's a part of the journey.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I'm glad he's a part of the journey. And that's all I got, man. Y'all just stop all that. Tell these people thank you for giving you a chance, because nobody else was going to do that. I guarantee you that.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you calling in. We got a few callers, man, but I appreciate it. And it's interesting, man. I just want to hear the different perspectives. That's why the number's on the screen. You can call in, tell me how you feeling. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you're on with Jeff. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Hey, I just want to say, look, Ed, I'll just say this: if you don't want the job, just say it. It's almost like he's trying to get out of the position, and maybe not saying he quit.
What makes you say that? What makes you say that?
It's almost like he's kind of gotten there and figured out maybe I'm not going to be able to get the recruits like I think I could here. It's almost like he's trying to get out of it without saying he quit, like basically trying to force the school to make a decision, just go ahead and bite the bullet and get rid of them. Because why would you? It's counterintuitive. Even if that's what you think, if that's true, it's definitely some. He definitely has some truth, is what he's saying. Don't get me wrong. But why would you say that as a head coach at a new school, at a new place, that you're trying to entice people to come to the university? And if I'm a recruit, why the hell would I go there? It's
valid,
totally,
valid,
totally.
all valid, man. All valid questions. We got a few more callers, man, but I appreciate you calling. That's valid. That's valid. But I appreciate you calling in.
Okay.
Appreciate it. No, I mean that's interesting. It's like, why would you say it? Is it counterproductive? Some folks feel like it's not counterproductive though. What's going on? What's you on with Jeff?
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on, boss man? What's on your mind?
Hey, look, man. I'm getting so tired. Look, some of my brothers, man. I ain't talking about you. I know a lot of brothers go to PWIs and a lot of them come in there and they complain. These guys complain about what black colleges don't have and don't have. But black colleges have always, from the start, been the most disruptive as far as the civil rights is concerned in the United States. If most of these guys, Deion and Ed Reed, would not be able to go to Miami or Florida State if it wasn't for black college students. Black college students integrated the schools. You got Martin Luther King coming out of Morehouse. You got what's his name, came out of law, third grade Marshall, coming out of Howard. He integrated this country. These guys couldn't even go to these schools if it wasn't for black colleges. It was black colleges that makes up the black middle class. Get rid of the black colleges, there is no more black middle class. Okay? So what I'm saying to these guys, y'all should be thankful for black colleges, because black colleges was what integrated this nation and made it respected in the world. It was all the black students that was marching and getting on those buses and getting cigarette butts put in their face. It was students from the black colleges that did that in the 60s, when those colleges didn't even have nothing what they got today. So all you people that are going to these schools, PWI, y'all need to thank black colleges and come out your pocket and give us some money. Because it wasn't for black colleges, you wouldn't be going to Miami or Florida State. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you calling in, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. No, I mean, I just want to hear from the people, man. I don't have a whole lot to say today. I'm just hearing from the people. The calls are building up. So let me take the number there. What's going on? You're on for Jeff. You're on with Jeff. On the screen, if you're looking on the screen too, these are
Thelonious Jones.
What's going on with you? What's on your mind?
Yes, I'd like to make a comment. My thing is this with Ed Reed. Why we all know I'm a graduate of HBCU school. We all know we are underfunded. We all know that in 1978 that they changed the game on us. So instead of Ed complaining,
hold on, let me cut you off. What happened in 1978? For those that don't know, everybody don't know. We got a couple hundred people here. They don't know what happened in 1978.
Well, when I think it was FAMU versus Jackson State, when they won the national championship, that's when the NCAA started dividing to the FBS versus the FCS. That's when they started dividing the two conferences, and they made sure that the FBS got all the bowl games, got most of the TV rights, got everything, and then they put the FCS, actually a Division I AA school now, and they had the less resources that normally, because most of the FBS resources come from TV revenue and a lot of other stuff to make more enrollment. So when you start looking at these big schools, most of their money coming from TV revenue, and they building up their brand. Absolutely. And now you see on TV all the time, that's what most of the students go to. My comment with Ed is, look, a lot of these people who did not graduate from a HBCU school, they come in, they want to say negative things about the HBCU. You can't make a comparison with a PWI school, because they got all the resources to the state legislators that make sure that they fund it. And most of the HBCUs, they want to destroy it, because most of your success stories, other than sports, come from HBCU schools. Look at the legislators. Look at the Black Caucus. They're the ones being successful. These ones that graduate from universities, all these schools, you don't see them in public life or running for public office or seeing in their Black Caucus. Who do you see making the laws? They basically come from HBCU schools. So look at the bigger picture. Instead of Ed Reed complaining, why don't he start and make a difference and get more professional football coaches to come in and make a difference in people's lives?
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you calling in. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. This is interesting points. I'm just here to listen to the people. I'm here. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, this Yard Talk.
How you doing, Miss Yard Talk? How you doing?
Good. I see you put the graphic back up there.
Yes.
And I just wanted to talk about that real quick. Because when are we going? Because we have a valid improving claim for our underfunding, correct?
Come on. We looking at
it.
I mean, this is a whole lot of money. These billions for some universities.
Okay, so when are we going to hold our leadership accountable for making sure we pursue that money? Because we keep talking about we're underfunded, and I get that. And that is an absolute truth. But when are we going to get together, all the heads, all the boards, whoever thinks they're important in the HBCU world, and say, hey, y'all, we already have the documentation or whatever we need for this claim? When we going to stop talking about it and start actually doing something about it? Because, see, that's where the rubber meets the road for me. Because I'm not just a talker. I'm going to be, I like action.
Absolutely.
Okay? And I'm just, we have been stuck in this we're underfunded conversation for too long for me. if we know it, we have a valid claim that we can prove, then we need to start taking action on this. We got, I think the latest claim was the actual students at FAMU that are pursuing legal action about this. So everybody on that list, scroll up and scroll down so we can see.
Yes, ma'am, I will do. This is a lot of schools on this list.
It's a lot of schools on this list. So when y'all say nobody can say anything to the leadership, I have a problem with that. Because why can we not? Why we can't say nothing about the fact that we know our schools are underfunded?
Talk to them.
This ain't something we got to guess or speculate about. We looking at the data right here. So why aren't we as alumni as fired up as we are about what some coach said? Because if you Coach Simmons, and I ain't throwing him under the bus, but y'all need to read what Coach Simmons at FAMU said a couple of days ago too. And it's in that same bubble, but not exactly the same thing. He said he just want to coach. If he could just coach, okay, to sum it up. But anyway, what are we gonna do about this, y'all? That's where I'm gonna stop with that. And also, I wanted to say that I would probably I wouldn't be so quick to judge what Coach Reed said, because of some stuff that's finna get ready to come out that may change your perspective. So I would just,
you can't leave us with what you talking about? Hold on, you can't just drop that on us and try to get out of here. You gotta let us know what you talking about. What's gonna come out? What's about to come out?
Well, there's a pinned tweet on my page for a reason. So
and if you don't know,
I'm gonna just leave it right.
That is Yard Talk HBCU on Twitter. That is Yard Talk HBCU Twitter. Thank you once again, Ms. Yard Talk. Thank you always, Miss LaShonda Love. Thank you.
All right, Jeff.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, yeah, that is all valid, man. I'm here to listen to the people. Miss Yard Talk dropped some knowledge. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on?
I'm Coach Callie.
How you doing,
All
Coach?
right, brother. All right, man. I watch your show. I love it.
Well, I appreciate
but
that.
I do want to say something. I want to say something, man. Why they not attacking the presidents? They're responsible for all of this, man. And it makes no sense, that I feel like Coach Prime and Coach Reed are correct on their information. Why would they put it out if it wasn't correct information? My other feeling is that I live close to Alabama A&M.
Yes,
Alabama A&M almost lost their credentials a few years back, and Auburn was about to take them over. You feel me? So it's like these colleges and these presidents and ADs, all of them need to be accountable, man, for the defunding of the schools. It's not on the coaches. The coaches shouldn't have to be responsible. It should be the presidents who need to be accountable for this. And another thing, I never saw the president of Jackson State ever really talk or ever communicate on video or anything with Coach Prime. And that was just kind of odd too. I seen the AD, but I never really seen the president. What was the issue between the president and Coach Prime?
That's interesting. I heard there were some issues. I don't know what they were, but I did hear there was some contention there. So that is a valid point. It's a valid point.
And then my other thing is, there's two other issues that I saw there. Is why didn't they got mad at Coach Prime from wanting to do an audit, right? Why is that?
That I can confirm. I don't want to put that out there because that I cannot confirm. I know that is something he said on that interview with Shannon Sharp, but that I just don't know about that. So, but that is something he did state on that interview with Shannon Sharp, though. But we got a few more callers, sir. I gotta get to him though. But I appreciate you calling in,
brother.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hey, thank you. No, that is something he did say. He did say he wanted to bring in a team and audit. I don't know the accuracy of that. I don't want to put that out there because I don't know. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, what's going on, Jeff? This is David here from North Carolina, man.
What's going on, David? What's
hey, not a thing, man. I just want people to kind of separate the Ed Reed and Coach Prime because you got to differentiate because Coach Reed just got there. Absolutely. He hasn't really done anything. He hasn't really proven himself to no one yet. I'm not saying he's not. Coach Prime, even though you may disagree with the decision, because I think that's the main thing that people disagree with, the decision he made. Mm-hmm. You cannot overlook everything else he's done. And it's a lot of stuff that he did not talk about. You kind of had to read between the lines about the ticket sales, because he was supposed to get a kickback if ticket sales went over 30,000.
Well, let's talk about the ticket thing. The school came and dispelled that. That was the thing. That was a social media thing, and I hate to cut you off because we do have to get some other people.
No, you good.
With the ticket sale thing, he just used that as an example. People ran with a clip from the Earn Your Leisure interview when he was just making an example. He didn't say that happened to him. He didn't say they robbed him of the ticket sales. He just used that for an example. I just want to put that out there, but continue on with your point.
Okay, but I just want people to differentiate the fact that, you know what I'm saying, Coach Prime did a lot of things for the university. You know what I'm saying? Helping the kids out.
I think they understand that. I think my audience is equipped enough to
Now I think the way that they're adding, but they're saying Coach Prime and Ed Reed, Coach Prime and Ed Reed, they keep lumping them both together.
Let me cut you off once again, though. They're only saying that because Ed Reed said Prime was right. He used Prime's name. So they're putting them together because he used Prime's name. Said what Prime said was true. That's why people are saying it like that.
Right. No. Right. But what I'm saying is that they're saying that he's not appreciated. Both of them need to appreciate what the HBCU, like HBCU has done for them and all that stuff. Coach Prime has always said he appreciates the people, the culture, everything that has been done there. He's always said that. I think us, we're so emotional a lot of times that we just lump everything into one. That's just from what I'm saying from all the comments and from a lot of the callers and what they're saying. Okay. I know you got a smart audience. I listen to your audience all the time. You got some intelligent people that are on your thing. I don't want them to lump everything together and not understand that there is a difference in this particular situation. Ed Reed's gonna do. I hope he does phenomenal things, but it's not gonna be like what Coach Prime did. It's not at all.
Okay, I got you. Appreciate you calling in, boss man. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Thank you. Now I don't want to get let's not misconstrue. JSU loved them some Coach Prime. And they respected the hell out of Coach Prime. They didn't like certain things, but that's okay. You can still love somebody and criticize them. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hello, hey, how you feeling today?
What's going on, boss?
I just want to let you know, man, a lot of these brothers at these HBCUs that's running the show, they need to understand, lead by example. Coach Prime spent a lot of money helping Jackson State. He spent his own money. You got more takers than givers, and a lot of these brothers.
Hold on. I hate to cut you off, sir. I hate to do that, but we can't put out misinformation. What money did he spend of his on Jackson State? I just want to know. I'm just curious.
The locker room getting these endorsements.
Okay. Time out. So the locker room. I mean, Ken's in the chat. Ken, correct me if I'm wrong. If the locker room was already under construction before Prime got there. And so that we can't say that. Now, bringing in endorsements, that's not his money. That's Walmart money. That's you know what I mean? Like that's Amazon money. That's this money. That's not his. He's still getting paid. He's still getting a check. But that's not. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like there's a difference.
All right, I respect what you're saying, but I'm gonna tell you this. This is why I'm following Colorado, because you got a bunch of thieves over there, and only thing we do as black people is just a bunch of talking. We not doing nothing at all. That's all we doing is talking. Them people filling their own pockets, and they ain't doing nothing for them universities at all. At all. Nobody's doing nothing. Name one person that's stepping up to the plate like Coach Prime was. Nobody.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in, man. I appreciate you calling in, though.
All right, have a good one. I don't
completely agree,
I'm
but I appreciate
following
it.
Colorado, baby. All
If you want to come on and just troll, bro, just save the call, man. Like don't call the troll. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's going on, man? This is I'm uneducated. I don't have a degree, so This might go
I
over
know
people's heads.
just because you don't have a degree don't mean you weren't educated, brother. But I appreciate it.
Well, I mean, we talking to college folks, so I just want to explain myself. Now,
Numbers
you
on the
just put
screen,
up
kid.
some numbers that.
Yes, sir.
Hold on, you just put up numbers saying that all this money is owed to HBCUs, correct?
Yes, sir. It's right there on the
This
screen.
is billions of dollars.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
you telling me that us as black people, we can't come up with any attorneys to pull this stuff up and sue the government and whoever owe all this money?
That's valid. That's valid. But that's part of the action that some of the people are talking about. Absolutely.
This stuff has been going on for years. I attended college. I didn't graduate, but I attended, and I know these problems have been going on for years. I'm 45 years old.
Yes, sir.
So if in this time, all this time that the government has been owing money, we don't know attorneys that we could put together a coalition of attorneys to come together and fight this and get all this money, if this is true.
Absolutely. I agree.
Okay.
I'm right there with you, boss.
On the other end, on the other side of this, you always hear the stories about HBCUs putting out all the doctors, all the attorneys, all the black professionals of America. Is everybody broke?
No,
I'm just trying to understand this, because we constantly having these problems like we're so dumb and we don't understand what's going on. I don't have a degree, and I can see that these numbers add up to billions of dollars that are owed, and we can't get attorneys to fight this.
Yeah.
This doesn't make sense.
Hey, that is why the action is important. That's why Miss Yard Talk was on here earlier talking about, like, yo, we need to put the onus on our people to get our money. Now, I completely agree. But we got a full line though. But I appreciate it though, man. We got to get some other people. But it's all good, man. But I appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you so much. Nah, he's right. I mean, you make a lot of sense, man. Like, we not disbanded, but that's why I want to hear from everybody. Ken, what's going on, man? What's on your mind, boss man?
It's Ken, bro.
What's going on,
What's going
Ken?
on,
What's
bro?
going on, bro? What's going on, bro? Let us have it, dog. We understand.
Man, it is so hard to sit here and listen to this stuff. Let me get myself together real quick.
Yes, sir.
First of all, if you're not from Jackson State, don't come on this thing talking about what Jackson State didn't appreciate. We absolutely appreciated Coach Prime and still appreciate Coach Prime. But what happens is we have so many people that can't formulate multiple thoughts simultaneously. They think one thing is everything.
Absolutely. I agree on that.
So you just said something that was very critical. You said you can love somebody and still criticize them.
Absolutely.
There was nobody that was on the front line singing more praises for Coach Prime than our platform, myself, a lot of people, to the point that we were even getting criticized about it, called the Prime followers and all that good stuff. But what has happened, Jeff, is that Prime is a media machine, man. And my admonishment to our university and to our alums was, you better leave him alone, because what's happening is he has an occult-like following where people will follow him blindly and they won't verify the data. They won't even ask for the data. If he says it, it's law. And it doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what the university says. It doesn't matter what facts we prove. They're always, because their mind is made up. So you can't talk to those people. You have to just leave that alone. To the brother that said he's following Colorado, you have that right.
Absolutely.
We admonish everybody. If you you get what I'm saying? So for the specifics, now here's what I'm not going to do, because I'm not trying to get the backlash that I know going to come. I know what really happened, Jeff. But let me say it this way.
I know you do. You be knowing everything, dog.
Coach Prime absolutely spent some of his own money to make things happen at Jackson State. And we're greatly appreciative for that.
I appreciate you.
One of the things that he did do. Let me say this though.
Okay, talk to me.
Here's what he did. Here's what he did do. He, as you can see in the Colorado videos, Coach is a big thinker. He's one of a kind. He changed some things. And when the money that was in place for the renovations and for for the initiative was already there. It's met at a certain amount. It's time. There's it can be time delays. You run into labor issues. The costs go up. So what coach did do was he expedited it, one, because he wanted it done at a certain time, and he also made some specific changes that he wanted to see. So he kind of put his own stamp on it, and he paid for that. And hey, man, at the end of the day, it's about the kids, and we're not going to sit back and say he didn't do anything. So, but what people are thinking is that everything that they saw transpire at Jackson State under his watch came out of his pocket, because again, that's what it looks like, and they're uninformed, and that's what they choose to run with. So, as far as the money that's being underfunded, it's sickening to me for people. It's like people are blaming the oppressed for their own oppression.
Come on.
It's so easy. It's low hanging fruit to always throw out all these solutions because you just imagined it up and you don't want to acknowledge that we are in a systemic. This is nothing different than what you see gentrification. We're dealing with water issues in Jackson. You do your own research and figure out why Jackson don't have water, but in certain other areas where the population doesn't look like me and you, those issues don't exist.
In the same
so you
state.
always want to
in the same state.
In the same city. No. In the same city. In the same city. So what I'm saying is this, man. It's easy to jump on a platform and get the yibbling yabbling about stuff you don't know what you're talking about, and then always want to blame the HBCUs for why things aren't what they are. Has there been some corruption at HBCUs? Yes, but there's also been corruption at PWIs. Has there been people who have done things that was in the matter? Everything isn't that. But what happens is you got Ed Reed comes out, and my only admonishment for Ed is to just come in and do the work. People already loved you when you accepted the job.
Absolutely.
But now it's like, if you're gonna come and do something, I'll give you an analogy, and I'm gonna go, Jeff, because I know other people trying to call.
I got you.
If I'm a doctor, bro, and you come to see me, and I say I'm here to help you, what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna go live on Facebook, and I'm not gonna bash this patient that I'm helping for the mistakes that he made. Because you know how many times doctors help people for their own fuck ups?
It's a whole lot.
They're in the emergency room. They're in the emergency room getting doctored on from a mistake that they made. But the doctor goes live and says, "Man, if you would have done this, this, and this, I would, you wouldn't be in this situation." Listen, if you're gonna help. Just do the work and serve instead of always making it about you. You get what I'm saying? So that's why HBCU folks are always talking about safeguarding and gatekeeping the culture, bro, because people want to come, take. And our last statement is, it's amazing to me how people turn the volume up on HBCUs need to be appreciative. Jackson State needs to be appreciative of Coach Prime, but they turn the volume down on Coach Prime was given his first coaching job opportunity by Jackson State. Yeah, I understand that. But let me put the loud home. So when we say it was a win-win situation, Coach Prime greatly benefited from Jackson State. Jackson State, benefited. It's measurable. And I'll leave it at that. I got a lot I could say, but I'm gonna yield the floor so others can get in. People, stop coming on these platforms talking about stuff you don't know what you're talking about. That's my only admonishment. Do your own research and stop letting the internet tell you what's facts.
Absolutely. Appreciate you calling in, Ken, man. Appreciate it, dog.
No, you got it, bro. You got it.
I appreciate it. Hey, man spoke, man, said a whole lot right there, man. There's a whole lot to process just now. Man, there's so many calls that I don't even know where to go. Let's just see. It's 9:01. Let's see. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
This is Gabriel Green. What's going on, Jeff?
What's going on with you, Gabriel? What's on your mind?
Okay, so I agree with everything Ken just said. Now, see, Ed just started the doggone job, man, and I'm pretty sure
technically I ain't even been introduced yet. He hadn't even been introduced yet.
Right. And Ed is not a dumb, not a dumb guy. So I'm pretty sure he did his research before he took the doggone, before he even agreed to take the doggone job. So I'm pretty sure he knew what he was getting himself into.
Absolutely.
When he took the job. So my thing is this right here. You're just not starting the doggone job, all right? You're supposed to keep stuff like that in house and work it out amongst themselves. Come up with a plan. My mama always say this right here. If you're not going to be a part of the solution, don't be a problem. Don't be a part of the problem. And that's all I got to say about that, man. You have a good one.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you calling in, man. Appreciate it. Nah, yeah. That's why I was so interested in the timing of this. Ed Reed hasn't even been introduced yet as the head coach of Bethune-Cookman, and this came out already. That was interesting. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. Hello. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. All right. Well, we gotta go somebody else. Let's see. What about this? What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Musa.
What's going on, Musa? What's on your mind?
Hey, what's going on? So I got a unique experience. I went to a HBCU first, played football, then I transferred from Grambling to Temple.
Okay.
So I've seen both sides. And I'm just going to say this to the people calling in that never even knew anything about HBCU, please inform yourselves with more than one source. That's the first thing. You should just do that in life just to have a rounded spectrum base. But the other thing I was going to say is that the one thing that you don't see at Division I in the FBS is they don't expose things. I know on the outside it looks like everything.
I hate to cut you off like that, but Musa, that is a fact. That is a fact. Anytime at the FBS level, I just want to hop on it because I just lit a fire in them. Anytime anything gets exposed at the FBS level, it's a reporter doing it. It's a reporter doing it. You know what I mean? So continue on. I just want to put that up because that is a fact.
There was so many things. And when I went to Temple, I actually was part of the Al Golden era where the program had shifted from a losing team to a bowl eligible team. So I seen the differences that came in. So I seen kind of what Coach Prime basically did that, but he did that at an extremely high level because it was much easier at the FCS level. So the one thing I did see when I was there is that everything was translated or transmuted, I should say, through, like you said, through the media and through designated people in place at Temple. So you didn't just get the coach, like you would never see the coach go out and just talk from the soul. And I'm going to draw this back to just a higher level to Black culture in general. Like we have this tendency to, and I know why we do it. And I thought long and hard about it. We have this thing of this family thing. We feel like we had this unique connection. And even though there's some coons in here that might not want to admit it, but most of us, we have this spiritual people. So when we see, like, you go to a foreign place, you see another Black person, you be like, oh, it's almost like, hey, what's up, cousin? Like, so we feel this comfort level. And I think that's what happened with Prime. Even though I think he was the perfect personality, him and deep down inside, he might not admit it, his personality matches Jackson perfectly. Like it's
it does. Without question. Without question. It was a hand in glove fit. It was perfect. It was perfect.
Exactly. So,
it was perfect.
So that's why when people say, oh no, it wasn't about the money, I'm like, if you really draw it down, it was about the money. Because if he could have made that same money in Jackson, I'm pretty sure he would have stayed there. And,
without
because
come on, man. We know that. Come on. Like, come on.
Exactly.
We know that. Yeah.
So what I try to get across to people is, even though I know why we had that comfort level when you're dealing, especially when it's a Black organization, we feel this comfort level to where it's like, it's love, but sometimes people don't know how to package it. And you wind up sometimes, like when people keep saying you let in-house business get outside. And I think if you're from an older generation, like I'm 32, so I come from a generation where you don't expose family issues. Like your grandma, they tell you not to, you don't never come at family. Like even in The Godfather, he says, Michael, you never go against family. So I think we got to stop exposing things. And I think this is a thing of, even with Black businesses, like, even though you might feel like a part of it, you feel like you supported it, treat it, still give them the proper respect. Like we don't see, but like, and even with Prime, I hate to say it, but you don't see him being as freely vocal as he was at Jackson State, and we don't do that with each other. We gotta stop that, man. And if people call in, it's a lot of coon trains calling in. If you want to stay on that side, yo, stay on that side. Like don't come over. Why don't tune in? I just don't get it, especially if you Black. Just stay over there. Like see if
we got a few more calls to get to, but I appreciate you calling in, man. That's a fact, though, man. That is a fact, but I appreciate it.
All right, man.
I appreciate it. Now this is wild. He don't need to be fired, y'all. I mean, you can disagree with what the man said, but he don't need to be fired. Come on, the man ain't even officially got hired yet. I don't think. Let's get a few more of these calls, man. Y'all blowing up the lines. Let's see what you got to say. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, brother Jeff, how you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going, boss man? What's on your mind?
This is Chris calling from San Antonio, Texas, brother Jeff. And hey, nothing much, brother. I played 1 year junior college ball at Dodge City. My next 2 years, I played at HBCU up Oklahoma called Langston University. Okay.
And that's on this list too, by the way. Yeah, Langston is on this list about being underfunded right there, right here on this list. But
so I want to be very brief and respect the callers, but I do have some 2 or 3 things to get off my chest.
Talk to me.
The year Matthew Hatchett got drafted by the Vikings, that was the year before I got there. I played the very next year with Noel Scarlett when he got drafted by the Vikings, the Ricky Williams draft. Okay, but I'm from Ohio and I visited Central State, and all I can say to you, brother Jeff, is we was always underfunded, man. I remember at Langston in the summertime, we had no AC, so we had that big ass orange fan in the corner and the door open. And in the wintertime, it was too cold, right? So, with Ed Reed, before he even got officially announced, he made that comment. This is my translation, brother Jeff, and I'm gonna say something else. Okay, my translation of that was this: I have not been announced yet, but Deion Sanders was a close teammate of mine with the Baltimore Ravens. He's from South Florida. I'm from the U. If what my brother said was halfway true about how y'all sold 50,000 something tickets at homecoming, but only 20,000 was accounted for, and that affects my money.
Come on, hold on, man. That's why I gotta hit the timeout button, though, buddy. I gotta hit the timeout though. Because that's what we can't spread things that aren't true. When did Prime ever come out and say he didn't get paid from the tickets? He used an example. Everybody keeps talking about that clip from Earn Your Leisure, and he used an example. He never said they didn't pay me my money. He just said if we're doing this type of business, we need to make sure the business is buttoned up. So that I don't want you to come on here saying that when that isn't true. That's that we have to get away from.
Well, what I was saying, what I was saying to you, brother Jeff, was like you said, Earn Your Leisure. My word, if that was true, and we forget now that those two go back. Those two had personal locker room conversation that no one knows about. And that right there, we do know for a fact because of their relationship, right? Now, it may not be true, brother Jeff, but the way I interpret it was Bethune-Cookman, if that's true, don't play with me. I'm Ed Reed. I will leave. That's the way I perceived it. If what my brother was saying was true, and we know for a fact that HBCUs has always been underfunded, then don't play with me. Now, brother Jeff, listen, I got one child, and you know what the book says about leaving your kids a legacy. Now, I would have stayed. That's me, Chris. I would have stayed, and I just would have made it very clear. Like, listen, I will tell Colorado to keep their $5 million. And I will take the 300,000 because Coach Prime did say, remember, he was talking to Shadur and Shiloh and on one of those clips on YouTube, and he said, I've been a millionaire since I was 21 years old. Absolutely. Well, he's 55 now. So I would have told Colorado, keep your $5 million, I'm gonna take 300,000, but I would have made sure that my coaches were paid. I read something like one Jackson State coach made like 12,000 or 24. It's like, come on now. That's what I would have.
I don't know if that's true or not, boss man. But I appreciate you calling in. We got a bunch of callers. I appreciate it, man. But thank you for calling in.
All right, brother.
I appreciate it. My bad. I didn't mean to cut them off, but yeah, we gotta get some more of these other people. Yeah, and like they said, man, get the likes. I mean, hit that thumbs up button, man. We're having a good dialogue about Coach Ed Reed, about everything that's happening with Coach Ed Reed. His statements on IG Live. What's on your mind, man? What you on with Jeff?
About everything that's happening with Coach.
Hello. You're on with Jeff. Hello.
About everything that's happening.
We gotta move on. We gotta move on. If you're not answering, we gotta move on. Let's see. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, I'm Ron. What's up?
What's going on, boss man? What's on your mind?
Listen, I'm gonna just be honest. I'm gonna be frankly honest with you. First of all, we know that the HBC schools for years have been taking that money. But I understand why. For years.
Taking what money? What money are they taking? Hold on, time out. What money are they taking? What money are they taking?
Okay. First of all, from the athletic programs and then dishing it out to other programs within the school system.
Hold on. Okay. Time out. Does every school not do that? Does every school not take money that they make from football or whatever and dish it out to other sports and other parts of the university? Does that not happen everywhere?
Okay, well, let's look at the big programs like Georgia, whatever the case may be.
Why not? Why not? They do the same thing. They do the same thing.
They do the same thing, but they get more of a portion than what the other departments do. I mean, departments get a portion. I get that, but the bottom line is this. I agree with them on them saying that Ed Reed should appreciate the author for running Bethune-Cookman. I get that. You know, so the bottom line is it's been like this for years. So I mean, if you're gonna go in there and you're gonna do something, just contribute and keep it moving.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. We got a jam-packed show, man, but I appreciate you. Appreciated that. I don't know. That was a little interesting. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey,
Hello.
Tom.
What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Yes. Hey, what's going on, Jeff? Hey, I just wanted to say one deal about this Ed Reed and also the HBCU deal here.
Talk to me.
We have to look at leadership. When you have a leader, Deion Sanders is a leader. He's a leader amongst men. And he decided to come to an HBCU. He was already a leader in our community. So therefore, you're going to look up to a leader, regardless if it's sports, regardless if it's anything. So my point that I'm trying to make to you is that this man was employed by an HBCU, and we gave him an opportunity. So when you're given an opportunity, and you take that opportunity, and then our leader runs off, and he goes to Colorado, to a school that doesn't represent nothing that he represents, but the money side. So I said this.
I feel like you got a point, but we gotta hurry up though. You taking a pregnant pause.
Okay.
Get to the point,
Well, yeah. Well, you know, I'm an old country boy, man. I speak slow. But my point is, man. My point is that when you look at HBCUs, first of all, we don't have the enrollment. You know, you compare that to a PWI. You know, you're talking about 30,000. You know what I mean? And if you know how the budget goes, well, part of your tuition goes towards sports. And where I'm from, you know, we supported the football team, the basketball team, for over 20 years. You know what I mean? And us as students, we suffered. So you're only talking about one side of HBCUs, but it's a university. You know what I mean? And we suffered too as students. You know, we're going through the same deal as the athletic department goes through.
Absolutely.
And yes, if the athletic department goes out and wins a championship, and it's some money that is dispersed, well, yes, the university is supposed to get some of that money, because I gave you some of that money at the beginning.
Absolutely, and you're exactly right. We got a
You
few
see what I'm saying?
man, but you're making perfect sense, man. I appreciate you calling in.
Yes, sir. Take care, brother. You have a good one, Jeff.
You too, sir. No, I mean that's a fact, though. That's a fact. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
How you doing,
Yes,
brother?
sir, brother Kerry. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm going to be really brief. The purpose of me calling in is just to say something positive to you about how well you're doing a great job being very objective as you're moderating these discussions. You know, people are making comments and then they make statements. You ask them questions, they don't know how to back it up. They have no evidence. And I just think, you can, Doc, you guys do a great job, presenting some equal balance and some objectivity. You don't necessarily agree with everything, that we're saying about Jackson State and other colleges because we love them so much, but you also don't agree with some of the foolishness that's coming on these calls. So I just wanted to compliment you and tell you you're doing a great job, and happy MLK holiday.
Hey, happy MLK holiday. I appreciate it, Brother Carey. Hey, 06 to the good bros.
06, bro.
06, man. Appreciate you, Mr. Carey. Let's see if we can get Doc in here, man. I think this is Doc right here. Doc, is this you? Doc, what's going on, boss man? What's on your mind?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on, boss man? What's on your mind?
My bad. I'm good, man. Hey, look, I'm just about to call it what it is, bro.
Talk to me.
People saying that Deion was a leader in the community. And what community was he a leader in? Because he did not lead too much of anything. He is a celebrity. He is a celebrity coach. He is a celebrity. He's been in the limelight since what?
Well, let me push back on some of that, Doc. Let me push back on some.
Push.
You know I am. I got to. A lot of people have vouched for Prime and say he's a leader. Players, a former player. He did create a youth league. He tried to create a high school. So we gotta. So I'm gonna just push back on that and say I don't know. He is a celebrity. Okay. That is true. He is a celebrity, but he is a leader. He speaks really well. He's very, very speaks oratorically awesome. But at the same time, and so that point, I won't say he's not a leader. A lot of people follow Prime. Like a lot of people really, really are invested in what he has to say, any and everything. I'll just say that.
Right. Okay. I mean, that's cool. That's cool. I'm not even gonna talk for that. But for people that's going on here, for one, let's stop with the talk about the school taking money and stuff. When you get money from that, if you get money from the athletic program, if it's not earmarked for athletics only, it's going into that general fund. So when it goes into that general fund, the school has the right to do anything and everything with that money.
That's a fact.
To make sure that the lights stay on at the university. To make sure the water stay on. To make all this stuff stay on. So let's get off this high horse talking about the schools been taking the dang on money. They have not taken the money. That's the way we've been surviving.
You can't steal from yourself. Can't steal from yourself.
You can't steal from yourself.
That's a fact.
Now there has been instances where schools have been misappropriating funds.
Okay.
And it's not through what's going on with that, but it has been documented, like what we see. Morris Brown, shoot, they just lost their accreditation over 20 years ago. They just got it back last year. So you talking about schools closing down, like Bishop College here in Dallas, Texas. They closed down. They moved Paul Quinn from Waco to Dallas onto the old campus of Bishop College. And they've been going on, they've been going strong ever since. It is not about, to me, it's about what type of leadership that you have at these schools. If you got a leader that is progressive, that's forward thinking, then they're going to be able to, you're going to see the fruits of your labor. But if you got a leader that is stagnant, that just wants to, that's there just to be there, then you'll see how your school is going to be ran. And then I read the instances about Ed Reed. My thing about this, bro, whatever you say, if you got a problem with what's going on in your house, you need to keep it in your house. You get what I'm saying? Like you need to keep it in house. Yeah. Like it should not have been said. It's just a lot of stuff that's going on. Like It's a lot of stuff going on. And what Ken was talking about, man, all the stuff that Ken was talking about is true. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. My thing is we need to stop talking about how universities, like, he didn't get paid. Like you said, it was an excerpt from Earn Your Leader. I don't even watch that damn podcast right there. He said what he said.
Yeah.
But he didn't say that the money was getting taken from him.
Yeah, he didn't say that.
said it
He
as
just
an
used that
example.
as an example. I watched the whole thing, and even
As
when I
an
watched it
example.
live,
Yeah.
I didn't think nothing of it until I saw the clip circulating around social media, and I was like, "Whoa, folks!" And it circulated real late.
And so the thing about it too is, like, when it starts circulating, when it starts circulating from people that do not care about these schools, then that's when you start seeing the opposition with the pushback. You get what I'm saying? Like, with the pushback, like, oh, they taking the money, they took his money, he's worth over $50 million. That man ain't even worried about no $300,000 or $30,000. That's chump change to him.
Now, I appreciate you, Doc. We got a few more callers, man, but I appreciate you calling in, boss, man, always.
No, you good, man.
That was funny, man. Nah, I mean, it's all interesting. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Let me get a few more. I know some of these folks have been waiting. Let me see what's going on, man. What's on your mind?
Willie.
What's going on, Willie? What's on your brain?
This brother Lightsy?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
I'm sorry. I love you, Jeff. I love you. You just a little bit too passive, man. You should have nailed it to Deion when he was here. But anyway, this is what I want to say.
I love Prime, man. I
talk.
said what I said. They said I went too hard on them. They said they called me a hater in the comments right now. So, like,
man, don't listen to this. I'm trying to tell you like this. I was a football and baseball player, and I'm Indian. I'm 56 years old. But what he done was, I'm not even gonna get into it. But what he done was a slap in the face. It was a fucking. I'm sorry. It was a sellout. It was a sellout. Now, this is what Ken is saying. Now, I live here in Jackson. I know the water crisis. The water crisis has been going on since 1970. That's a whole different show, Jeff. I don't even want to go into a can of worms like this, but this is what I want to say.
Mess with the water. Talk to me.
This is what I want to say. People who don't. It was a guy called in called in not too long ago, probably about 5 calls. Why we can't get lawsuits? Well, we do have a lawsuit. The Ayers case was settled in 1986, and we still hadn't gotten all the money.
Talk to me.
That's one thing. A lot of people, what pisses us off is people call from the West Coast, some of them from the East Coast, and you don't know a doggone thing about what you're talking about. You don't know nothing about what you're talking about. Jeff done said this. Rev done said this. Everybody, Ken, they done all said this was a hypothetical, people. He was using a hypothetical. Although he know how to manipulate media, he was using an effing hypothetical. They done even came out. So this is what I want these DDR and these celebrity nut chasers to do. Next time you come on this program or any other program with your foolishness, produce your receipts. Now, when Jackson State go and sue his ass for defamation, or he get his ass sued, then what y'all dick riders gonna be? I'm sorry, Jeff, but it pisses me off, my brother. It pisses us off. People that live here in Jackson I pay $4,000 in ad valorem tax.
Yes, sir. And
I get mad when a person probably don't even buy their own underwear. Have an opinion. Man, let me go. Thank you for taking my call.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I know some people are coming in. I appreciate all the callers. We were talking about the comments made by Ed Reed. I know we've kind of gotten off topic a little bit. So for the next we got a couple of callers, and I'll put the number back up because I do want to hear from you all. What are your thoughts on Ed Reed's comments? Somehow we've gotten off on Coach Prime. I don't know how that happened. I'm going to try to reel it back in. We're talking about Ed Reed, his comments. And for the folks that are coming in late, let me actually go ahead and play that again because it's been a while. I mean, we've been on here for a while now. To play the comments made by Ed Reed. This is what we're talking about today. I know we've gotten off a little bit on Coach Prime, a little bit. I don't know how that happened. I think a lot of people from Jackson have called in, and because Ed Reed did use Prime as an example. But let's go ahead and play this clip, and then I'm gonna get to. I know there's 2 callers on right now. Wait, just hold on for me for a second. This is Coach Ed Reed talking about his situation at Bethune-Cookman. Let's take a listen.
Prime was not wrong about what he was saying. All y'all out there with y'all opinions, full of crap, don't know shit. But needless to say, I just pulled up to work. We're gonna try to help y'all too, man, because I know a lot of HBCs need help. I'm just here to help here first. I see it all too clearly. All our HBCs need help. HBCUs need help. And they need help because of the people who's running it. Broken mentalities out here.
That's rough. That's rough stuff.
I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. I gotta get in the office.
Now, like I said, at this point, he was like, he was ruffling some feathers. But this next step is when he kind of went for the jugular on Bethune-Cookman specifically. Let's take a listen.
I hope y'all be blessed out there. 336, I see you, my bro. About to pull up in the office, bro. I got to get out here. My guys already out here working. I've been here for a week and a half. I've been here for a week and a half and have done more than people that have been here in freaking years. And I'm not even hired yet. Damn shame. I holla.
And so if you're still on the phone lines, what do you have to say about that? What do you have to say about that? What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Phone lines, what do you have to say about
What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, how are you?
What's going on? I'm fine. How are you?
Jeff, let me say this.
Talk to me.
I went to HBCU 42 years ago. Sent one child there, and as a professional, I've worked at 6 different HBCUs. I think there's a comedian who died recently, and he made a comment. It's not for the weak. I think what happens sometimes is if you work outside of HBCUs and corporate American stuff, sometimes when you go into a situation, I think maybe this is what Ed is, you had a different type of training, a different type of way of doing things. You know what I mean? When he says that management is broken sometimes, this was my experience. Okay, all right, we got some problems. This is how you solve them. Or this is the platform or the process for dealing with the issues. Then you have a lot of people who've been there 15, 20 years, all in the area of education, no corporate experience. And, like I said, it's not for the weak. And then after 2 or 3, 5, 10 years, you get broken down. You say, man, they don't get it. And you get frustrated. I think he has experienced in 2 weeks the frustration of dealing with situations and stuff. Like when you have ideas and you present the idea, sometimes the response you get from the ideas. Like some things in corporate America, you make a decision, 10 minutes is done. It's 2 months later and we're still talking about the same old thing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If you're the multimillionaire like a Ed Reed and those kind of guys, they say, oh man, I'm wasting my time spinning my wheels, and they get frustrated. You know what I mean? So I think, like, at least that was my experience in working at HBC. Is like, my God, guys, you've taken 2 weeks to make a decision. We got to make it in 5 minutes. Got running by too many people, and this is how it gets done. Especially, that was my experience, and I think that's the kind of frustration that a lot of people from the outside, from a corporate America, non-HBC, maybe PWI, kind of, that's what you run into and everything like that. You know what I mean? And, if you're a professional, like in my case, I was in the area of finance and everything like that. We can't go through all these feelings and emotions.
I hate to cut you off, but we got to get to some other folks. And I have a video that I want to play, but I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you calling in. Let me see now. Someone has actually sent me. If you're on the phone lines, please hold on. Now, I have not seen this. I have no idea what's about to play. Someone sent me what I understand, what I think is the live from today. So let me go ahead. This was on Twitter. Someone sent this to my DM, and my DM is on the screen. I think this is from today. So let's take a listen. This is Coach Ed Reed with his Bethune-Cookman hat on, and I'm assuming this is from today. Let's take a listen.
The bent mutton is showing shit. I chose not to, but now I'm out here walking with the football team, picking up trash. But I'm mutting us. Man, get out of here, man. I should leave. I'm not even under contract doing this. I'm mutting us? Man, get out of here, man. They mutt me. These motherfuckers ain't even clean my goddamn office when I got here. I'm mutting y'all? Get your ass, man. Come on, man. Whoa. Come on, man. All this shit here was trash in front of me. Who you think got this shit cleared out? That building right there got trash in it. It's fucking trash. What are you talking about? You need no goddamn donors to come out and help out because people just want money. That's why I don't fuck with social network. Fuck out of here, man. The been mutton and shit.
Whoa! Whoa! Is this how you feeling, Ed? Let's run this back. There's a lot of curse words, and I'm probably gonna get dinged for this, but hell, I'll do it for y'all, man. This is what I'm understanding. Well, he's clearly on the campus. If you've been to Bethune, you know that he's on the campus. It's a lot of curse words, and I'm gonna get dinged for this, and I hate it. But how are you guys feeling after this one?
The been mutton and showing shit. I chose not to, but now I'm out here walking with the football team, picking up trash. But I'm mutting us. Man, get out of here, man. I should leave. I'm not even under contract doing this. I'm mutting us? Man, get out of here, man. They mutt me. These motherfuckers ain't even clean my goddamn office when I got here. I'm mutting y'all? Get your ass, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. All this shit here was trash in front of me. Who you think got this shit cleared out? That building right there got trash in it. It's fucking trash. What are you talking about? You need no goddamn donors to come out and help out because people just want money. That's why I don't fuck with social network. Fuck out of here, man.
Whoa.
The been mutton and shit.
Coach Ed Reed. Whoa. Now, whoa. Oh my God. Now, how do y'all feel about that? How are y'all feeling about that? That was some strong words by Coach Reed. Let me listen. Let me hear from you. Let me hear from you. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, how you doing, Jeff?
What's going on? What's on your mind?
So I feel like what he's saying is the same thing that Prime had. I mean, I don't think it's the lack of money and the lack of resources as much as it is just a lack of drive to want to do your job. I mean, I feel like that's the difference between HBCUs and a lot of our institutions. I mean, the simple fact of having something cleaned, I understand that there's a hurricane out there and what so forth, but I mean, come on, it's been months. It's time for at least somebody to take control of the groundskeeping, you know, getting the trash out, at least make it presentable. I mean, especially when you're hiring a guy of that caliber. I mean, this doesn't make sense to me.
That's interesting, man. I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate it.
I mean, it's just so frustrating me because I root for the blacks. I root for progress and change, and it just seems like it's so much self-sabotage and self-inflicted wounds that they put on themselves. And it's like, I get about the money and stuff, but you know, take care of your house.
I appreciate it, man. I hate to cut you off, but we got some more people. I appreciate you calling in, though. Appreciate it. We got to see what else other folks are talking about. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. Yeah, he said the blacks. The way he said it like that, I ain't want to hear that no more. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, what's going on? This is Old School from Chicago.
What's going on, Old School? What's on your brain?
Hey, look here, man. It's simple and plain like this, young man. I'm going to tell you, young man, honestly. Look here, young man. That dude right out there, Ed Reed is out there. He's right. And he's been doing things out there in sports out there with them college kids and the pros like that, too, out there with the Ravens and stuff for a long time. You will learn something if you listen, bro. And young man, what he's telling you is this, man. You YouTube guys, you bloggers, you like yourself, bro. You doing, you know he's right, but you try to play the end so that way you get viewers. I understand that. Neely had said this. This is what Neely said, and you know who Neely is, since we know we talk. Neely said this about y'all. He said, y'all got to catch up. Y'all don't want to catch up. He said, but Prime ain't going to wait for y'all to catch up. So
All
if
right,
you
man.
gonna
We
keep
have to
on
move
getting,
on, bro. Are you
I
making
know,
a point,
I
or
know
what you
you don't
getting
want
at?
to hear me.
What you
See, I
getting
know
at?
the truth hurt though.
What you
gotta
getting at,
listen
though?
to
I
it
just want
though.
to know what you're getting at. What are you getting at? Like, what is the
Hey,
point
but
here?
what I'm
We're talking
getting
about
at is
Ed
you need
Reed.
to
You
slow
talking
down,
about
bro. You
Neely.
need to, you need to take a side. You don't want to take Crown's side because you want to get big numbers. You don't want to listen to his numbers. You want to listen to your numbers when your numbers go up. But see, you got to take a side, bro, because you fooling people. You tricking people. You already know what's happening.
I know.
You do. You honestly. When that man out there begging, he out there begging for some help, and you laughing at him. And then when he
Who's
brings
laughing
God
at him? What are you
into it,
talking
and
about?
when he bring God into it, that goes another laugh. Y'all got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing that to each other.
All
We
right,
got to
man.
stop that, man.
I
We got to
appreciate.
pick a side, bro.
I appreciate.
Bro, we
you
got to
coming.
pick a side. We got to pick a side, make a change, man. We got to be a difference, make a difference, bro. Stop fighting, man. Them people's out. You laughing at him. He already a pro.
Who's laughing?
And
What are you
he
talking
look like a
about?
bum, don't he look like a bum, don't he? But he a pro, man. That man filthy rich. But you laughing at him. And you should be trying to help up.
All right, bro. I gotta move on though, man. I appreciate you calling. I have no idea what he was talking about. Okay. I have no idea what he was talking about, bro. We're talking about Ed Reed. I'm talking about this latest live. And so, oh my God. Ooh, oh, that was funny. Hello. What's on your mind? What's on your mind? What's going on?
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi. I'm fine. So I think that you're still laughing at the call.
Yeah, I could.
So,
I had no idea what that man was talking about, but that was funny. I can't even lie.
Yeah, so I think Ed Reed is just basically bringing to fruition whatever he sees in front of him, all the problems that that need to be addressed. And I sometimes just take it personal, and we need to actually just listen to see what the problem is and all the underlying issues that are there, and do something about that instead of complaining about what he's complaining about. How are we gonna get anything done? That's all I have to say.
That's a valid point. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much. Thank
No
you so
problem.
much. No, I think the thing about Ed is like he might not be wrong. I don't know if I like this approach though. I don't know. What's on your mind? You let me know. What's going on? What's on your mind? Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. What's going on?
Yeah, I was agreeing with I heard of what the other call was saying, and I do agree with what he was saying. We as Black people, we do have to put more money into these HBCUs. We do not have to, nor can we allow one Black man to be our saving grace.
Absolutely.
It has to be a collective effort.
I agree, man. I appreciate it. Is that all?
Yeah. I just want to put my 2 cents in, man.
Okay.
It's nothing personal. It's my opinion.
I appreciate you calling in, man. Appreciate it. Be sure to call again. No, I mean, yeah, no, absolutely. There's no Messiah complex over here. You have to put the work in, and that's everybody involved. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. Oh, okay. I guess that caller didn't want to be on here. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, what's on your mind?
Well, this is Chris calling back in. I saw what Coach Reed was. I saw it, Jeff, and I agree with you, brother. I don't like what he said. I don't like the approach, but he wasn't wrong. And it was after Hurricane, brother Jeff. And again, I play at HBCU. I coach at a small charter school now. And Jeff is like ice skating uphill sometimes. So I just want to call comment like, he ain't wrong, brother Jeff. I don't like the approach. I mean, because basically you're throwing your AD and your president under the bus.
Before your first day, essentially. Yeah. But I appreciate you.
And brother Jeff,
yes, sir.
I'm gonna get this in real quick. The charter school I'm at is predominantly, us, and I have a hard time getting a power rack. We got one, and so I know the frustration it can be. I just don't like the delivery that the brother did it. That's all.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, brother. You're welcome.
Hey, it's no problem. No problem. Yeah, like, man, that's the thing. I'm not like, if that stuff is true, which I don't think Ed's lying, that is wrong.
Appreciate you, brother.
I just don't know if you should go on social media blasting it like that. That's just my personal thing. Hell, that is wrong. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Yeah, how you doing, Jeff?
Hey, what's going on? What's on your mind?
Hey, my problem is this narrative of painting everybody's opinion with one broad brush. We black people, we alumni at this school, and I understand Ed's frustrations, but I don't think cursing on live is gonna help it that much. And he's feeding into a narrative, and you're sitting there upset with people that's trolling you. People are gonna troll, like that's gonna be part of it. So that's just part of my frustration, and there's so much to this conversation. I'm just glad you having it, man. I appreciate it, bro.
I appreciate you calling in, man. You're part of the conversation, so I appreciate it, man. Nah, it's a little different. It's a different approach. I don't like it. Is it wrong though? Some people feel like it's not wrong. I don't know. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Jeremy.
What's going on, Jeremy? What's on your mind?
Yes, well, my thing is, brother Jeff, people forget the historical point of this stuff. Those schools been like this since slavery. I mean, in the end of the Civil War. And when integration came, they took our black bodies and made white schools built up with wealth. And nobody never did go back and get the circle but equal part. They never did go back and sue and get those commendations up to par. It's those people forgetting about. And then when these black celebrities come in, they had never been to HBCU in the first place. They've been to a PWI. And so and when they get to our school, they try to look down on it because they took their wealth and their talent and made them white school good. That's all I had to say, bro. Jeff, I appreciate your channel. And I watch you every day, man. I love you.
And I love you too, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. Nah, you ain't lying about that at all, man. You ain't lying about that. You are not lying. I mean, it just is what it is. That's just a blanketed truth. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. If you want to get in here, the number's on the screen.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Good show. I just wanted to say, this sounds very unprofessional. I mean, what company, what organization would allow you to do something like that if you're not officially hired? And even if you are officially hired, part of your job is to promote the brand, to defend the brand. But with what he's doing, like if I were in charge, I would just let go of him. He's not good for the university, and he's not good for HBCUs in general. And with similar to what he has a Coach Prime effect, like loud and just voice, just loud, and it's unprofessional. It's not wise. He lacks wisdom. I'm sorry to say that, but the thing would do better without him. Let go.
I appreciate you calling in, man. Appreciate it. What I will say about you can say what you want about Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. He ain't never do this. He didn't never do this. He never went out there, and even if he had displeasures with Jackson State, I mean, it is what it is. He ain't never come out and say F all of this and F all of that. Well, Coach Prime don't even curse. So this is a different approach. It's a whole lot different. It's interesting to say the least. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Mike.
What's going on, Mike? What's on your mind?
Oh, no, brother.
Mike, turn your computer down a little bit. We can hear it in the back. Turn that down a little bit because I want to hear what you're able to say.
Yeah, I just want to give an example. That's just like when Doug Williams went to his alma mater, Grambling. Did you ever hear Doug bash his school like that? Because he's used to HBCU. You get what I'm saying? These celebrities come from these PWI that had better equipment, better school, just like Deion and my man. So that's all I had to say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Mike, man. Appreciate it. Let me speak on that latest live, because that latest live was a whole lot different than the first live. And if you want to call in here, man, the number's on the screen. That latest live, I don't like that at all. And here's why I don't like that. Because one, Ed Reed hasn't even had his introductory press conference yet. So you don't think when he finally gets in front of the media for the first time as the official head coach of Bethune-Cookman Wildcats football team, that they're not going to ask about these damn lives? That they ain't taking receipts on these lives? They're going to grill him, not just him, the administration, the AD, the presidents. They're going to grill all of these people about, hey, Ed said y'all didn't clean his office before he got here. Is that true? I know they're gonna do it because that's what I would do. I would grill everybody. Yo, why was his office not clean? Yo, why was the trash on the Yo, Ed, why did you come out and bash the school like that? Yo, what's going on here? And that is not what you want when you're trying to build a successful football program. Those are what we call distractions. Those are what we call in football, they call those distractions. You should be asking me football questions. Who am I going to hire as my offense coordinator, my defense coordinator? What schemes am I going to run? What am I going to be able to do? Am I going to be a man-to-man team, or am I going to play a zone coverage? Be a zone coverage team? Am I going to be a spread offense? Am I going to be a West Coast offense? Am I going to be an air raid? These are the questions you want to hear on your first day on the job. Not about Instagram lives and you cursing out trolls on the internet. That ain't what you want to hear. You want to talk football. But now his first press conference, if it happens, and that's a real question. If it happens, his first press conference will be about these Instagram lives and not about football. And that's not what a football coach should want on his first day. This is a caller from Florida. I want to hear what somebody from Florida has to say. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. Hello. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. Well, caller, I'm sorry. We got too many people to not be answering. We got to keep it moving. We got to keep it moving. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. Hello.
Hey, Jeff. How you doing today?
What's up? What's going on? What's on your mind, sir?
Jeff, I got a couple questions. I've been sitting here watching your show. You have a great show.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I have two things I wanted to say. I want to tell the people from Bethune-Cookman, welcome to the SWAC, because they didn't have that problem with Coach Simmons was coaching. The second thing, I'm looking at a lady called Sports Greek. I want her to understand by Jackson Water. Okay, I want to know that she see Deion Sanders take a shower in the swimming pool.
We're moving off of Deion Sanders, so we're talking about Ed Reed right now. I get all of that, but I'm trying to move past that. I'm trying to talk about Ed Reed. We just played a expletive-laden live from Ed Reed, and I just want to hear if you got any opinions on that.
Well, Ed Reed, he's a great guy, but I think he was wrong how he down Bethune-Cookman. They didn't have that problem with Coach Simmons.
Well, I appreciate you calling
I just think they all just need to move forward and just help the HBCUs out. If you can't help them out, move along. And that's all I have to say.
I agree. I appreciate you calling in, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, we're talking about Ed Reed. We done with the prime talk, but Ed Reed done had a lot to say, so I'm trying to hear what y'all got to say about Ed. What's going on? What's on your mind? You're on with Jeff.
Bakar, what's up, my man?
What's going on? What's going on, Bakar? What's on your mind?
Oh, what's good? Look, I was just calling. Look, man, my honest opinion, I think I don't like to call, because I'm a black man, I don't like to call black people an outsider, but these damn celebrity coaches that think they're too good for HBCUs, that's why they didn't look at them when they was there. They're using them for stepping stones. In HBCUs, we just gonna have to be strong. Ed Reed shouldn't even be Ed Reed. What he has done, he shouldn't even be there now. And I'm just being honest. He's going against what he's doing. We ain't talking about the other dude right now. But we gonna stay on this one. He's tearing up stuff before he even get a chance to build it.
That's a fact.
Who would want to come to a school? Who would want to come to a school if that's what the coach gonna get on there and say about it? He's not coming to help. He's not coming to help. He's trying to make HBCUs obsolete. Me personally, I think it's a plan. They're using us as a stepping stone, and we're gonna have to stand up. If you don't want to be a part, don't be a part, because you made your few $1 million that you made. Did you donate $10,000 to help Bethune-Cookman when you made your money? No. So now you feel you're better, and you're showing the classism inside of Black America, amongst African Americans. You see how we do one another, and he shouldn't be. That's just my opinion. Should no longer be there. And I got I got a couple of more who I think is gonna take their shot at an HBCU. Cadillac Williams, and I hope he don't do it. This is just what I believe, because he wanted to be Auburn coach so bad. He wanted to be Auburn coach so bad. And when Auburn hired Hugh Freeze put him back to a running backs coach. So his step to prove what he is, watch. I'm just believing he's going to be one end up HBCU. If y'all don't respect black people, just stay away from black people. I'm not, it's more of us than it is celebrities anyway. So I don't know why we steady sweating the celebrities and not looking at us to see what we can do. It's more of us than it is them. We don't need them. In all honesty, they need us.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, man. We got a bunch of callers, but you said a word right there, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, brother.
All right, brother. Appreciate it, man. He said some valid points, man. I mean, it's a lot going on, man. It's a lot. Ed Reed said a word. He said a word. I don't know how the folks gonna react to it. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. What's going on?
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
How are you? I'm trying to compose myself because I get very upset and emotional about when I hear these things like this, because I went to a HBCU and I think I have a different perspective. I agree with the things that him and Coach Prime they said, but it's the way you say things.
Absolutely.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it. I'm a teacher, I'm an educator. So if my student is doing something, failing, cutting up, me bashing them is not gonna make them improve and do better. And when I think you overstepping the presidents and everybody and thinking you're better than them, because you would never do that at a Power 5 school. You would never talk that way and display this kind of disrespect.
That's a fact,
to that
ma'am.
school.
That is a fact. I completely agree with you on that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that is a fact.
And that's the problem I have with it. If you have a problem, go talk with the administrators or the president of the school. Let's see how I can fix. You can humbly say, look, let's see what we can fix and do this. Let's see what we can do and sit down. If it doesn't work, try it again. But that on the internet and blast, that is so wrong. That is so wrong. And they would never do that at another school. They would never do that. And disrespect the presidents like that at the other schools. They would never do that. Regardless of what's going on, they would not get on no internet blasting what's going on. And that's the problem I have with it. And thank you, and I love your show.
Thank you so much. And I love you. I appreciate it. Now, that is a fact. I mean, that's the thing. Like that's why it is. That's why I don't like the approach. I'm not saying what Ed is complaining about isn't real. Like if that shit is dirty like that, his office and all of that stuff, that's wrong. But to get on IG Live and blast the president, blast the university like that, not a fan of that approach. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's on your mind?
Yeah. All right. My name is Sundiata. Living in Tallahassee. I'm a FAMU Rattler alumni.
Okay.
And
so
man, really the last couple of callers have just been on point, man, in terms of the really touching on the historical nature of why HBCUs are in the condition that we're in. And true enough, there are a lot of things that we can do as Black folk to, step up our game and tighten up our business practices. But, truth be told, man, we 400 years behind. We had a 400-year, they had a 400-year head start in terms of, economic prosperity, financial literacy, financial wealth, all of these aspects that really, build and groom a people into being self-sufficient, self-reliant, self-determined, and independent. And we hadn't had those things.
Talk to me.
We've been operating, brother. We've been operating under, a slave mentality, ever since we've been so-called free, quote unquote free. So, what Prime and Ed Reed, they come in, it's the star power, man. Black folk are star-struck in regards to how we view our people and how we view entertainers and athletes and rappers and so on and so forth. We got to get out of that mentality, and we must look to each other. Like when I just last point, through my growth as a young man, up to where I am now, learning about religion, spirituality, Christ, and all of those things, what I came to realize is that the Messiah is the collective. The Messiah is not one person. the Messiah is the collective, and that's what we got to make sure we keep in mind in order to turn anything around that we want to turn around and improve and enhance ourselves as a people. The Messiah is the collective, brother.
Absolutely. I appreciate you calling in, sir. Appreciate it. You said a word right there, man. I appreciate it. We got a couple more calls and I got to get up out of here, man. It is Sunday. I got to go see my mama. But I appreciate all of you guys. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Blake.
What's going on? What's on your mind?
Hey, man, I just want to chime in on what's going on with this topic. I feel like, can you hear me?
Yeah, talk to me.
Man, I just want to chime in on
turn your computer down a little bit, but talk to me.
Oh, okay. I feel like what Ed Reed did, man. I think he was on point with what he said, but it's the fact of the way he said it.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's a lot of us as people, we tend to throw stones at our own people for no reason, man. And I think we got to do a better job of acknowledging the situations at hand, and we got to handle them. Like, we can't just sit back and say, oh, he's saying this about the HBCUs, or he's saying this about the community. Acknowledge it, take it into account, and get it done. It's a way of doing things, and that's just what it is. It doesn't matter how people say stuff. Understand what he's saying. Listen. That's all we got here. Just listen, man. Listen.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you calling in, buddy. Appreciate it. Appreciate you calling in. No, it is. I mean, this is a polarizing topic. He's a polarizing player. This is a polarizing topic. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Daniel.
What's going on? What's on your mind?
Hey, Jeff, how you doing, man?
Yes, sir. What's on your mind?
Hey, it sounds like to me that, and I'm not here to bash Ed Reed, but I am here to offer a different perspective.
Talk to me.
But it sounds like to me that Coach Reed is operating under the philosophy of Charles Barkley about not being a leader or not being someone who's a role model.
Why you say that? Talk to me.
Because the way that he is comporting himself, how are you going to lead these young men to go out and be professionals? How are you going to lead these young men to go out here and be great standards? And then secondly, what outlook are you giving the outsiders, our counterparts, about who we are? Or are you continuously fermenting their identity of us as being angry black men? Because when it comes down to it, this is bigger than just coaching football. This is bigger than just Bethune-Cookman, and I have direct relationships with Bethune-Cookman. And so I understand the things that are happening there and the things that need to be improved. But one of the things that I have a suggestion for these celebrity coaches or outside coaches from PWIs who want to come coach in the HBCU.
Talk to me.
Know your history. Know your history. Know what the foundation of the institutions are built upon, and continue to build upon those. Not try to come in there and automatically just throw in what you think is right. Start where it is and begin to be a solution and not more of the problem.
That's valid. All valid, sir. That's a fact. And I appreciate you calling in, sir. Thank you so much.
That's good work.
You appreciate it. Nah, man. I mean, this is going to be something that we talk about for a while. I mean, as you see, we've got hundreds of people in here. This is one of the biggest lives I've ever done. And that is because the topic is that big. Ed Reed came out and said what he said yesterday. And that was one thing. He kind of took little shots. But then today, he shined a light on something. I'm not saying the issues that he has with the school, the university, or whoever are wrong. I just don't like the approach. And it's not even the fact that he went on Instagram Live. It's not even that. I mean, because that's the way people communicate. Twitter, Instagram, social media, it's how we communicate. It's the fact that it was profanity laden, and it was the fact that he was addressing trolls. Don't address the trolls. And I get it. It can be frustrating. I have trolls too. We had a troll on here today while we were on live today. But I think there's a certain level of professionalism that you have to have when you're at that position. When you're Ed Reed, a player, you can say whatever the hell you want. But when you're Ed Reed, the head football coach of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats football program, I think there's a certain level of professionalism that you have to have. And that's the only thing that I didn't like. That's the only thing that I didn't like. It wasn't what he said, it's how he said it. That's all. And the fact that you say it like that before your introductory press conference, you got to remember, Ed Reed is supposed to be introduced early next week, either Monday or Tuesday. And now, instead of, like I said, asking him about blitz concepts and if he's going to run a 3-4, 3-3-5, 4-3 defense, or what type of offense, or, recruiting, they're going to be asking about these lives. They're going to be asking him about, has your office been clean? They're going to be asking him, and not just him, the school AD, which is Reggie Theus, the school president, and anybody around that program. They're going to be asking him about, like, why didn't y'all clean Ed Reed's? Why the hell did y'all clean his office before he got here? Y'all got a pro football Hall of Famer coming into town, and y'all need to clean a man's damn office. That's a problem. That is a problem. And those questions are going to be asked. And maybe he wanted those questions asked. Maybe he wants to be asked these questions during his introductory presser, during his introductory meetings, during his introductory, interviews and stuff like that. Maybe he wants it. I don't know. But to me, it's taken away from the football and putting more of the onus on the lack of whatever's going on at Bethune-Cookman University. So it's going to be interesting. Saying all that to say, it is going to be interesting to watch how all of this plays out. And I am going to be right on the scene, reading, reviewing, and taking in all this information and bringing it back to you all. And so we can have continued dialogue and discourse like we've had today. Thank you all for watching the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr., YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts. Before you get out of here, because we still got hundreds of people in here, I just ask you, please, please, please hit that like button on the count of 3. Let's all hit the like button at the same time. 1, 2, 3, like. If you enjoyed the video, share the video. Subscribe if you enjoyed being here. And if you want to support the channel, become a member, because we're doing great things just like this each and every single day. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Jeff Lightsy Jr. Victory Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, and all wherever you find your podcast. Thank you guys. We had a great dialogue, almost 2 hours, the longest live I've ever done. Hit that like button, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Peace.